Okay, here goes nothing. Bonjour et bienvenue dans l'épisode 368 de Scarves Around the Funnel, le podcast consacre cette semaine à Heart of Midlothian remportant la Coupe d'Écosse en 1998. And that, boys and girls, is just enough of that. Hello, and welcome to episode 368 of Scarves Around the Funnel, the podcast. This week, focusing on Heart of Midlothian in season 97-98, the Scottish Cup win, the League Challenge, and we do so in the company of two men who played a huge part in that glorious day in May 1998 to ensure that the trophy went back to Gorgie for the first time in 42 years. First up, the man who scored Hearts' second goal at Celtic Park in May 1998, but he only scored that goal because of the assist from a certain French goalkeeper. We'll get to the French goalkeeper in just a second, but it's a very warm welcome to Scarves Around the Funnel to Stefan Adam. Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va, Marc, et toi?
That's honestly, that's fourth year French at Pennycook High School, done for the first time since 1992. My apologies. Je suis désolé.
No problem. I will speak English. I didn't speak for a while, but I'm doing to do my best.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, my friend. I'm doing
Where
very
where
well.
are you?
I'm in Indian Ocean, a small island called La Réunion. I've been there for nearly 4 years now, and enjoying the tropical life, enjoying myself.
It doesn't sound shit.
No, it's fantastic. It's a small place, a very small island next to Mauritius. Um, it's a fantastic place with great people, and the sunshine all the time, and it's a very nice place to be. As I said, I've been there for four years now, and I don't think I will move again. I think I'm going to stay there for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's up there with the sound of Preston Pans or Wallingford, but I can understand you maybe get a little bit more sunshine. Our second guest today, someone I'm just delighted as well to have on the show. It was meant to be a surprise for Steph that Gilles was going to be on the show, but someone, me, put it on social media that he was coming on. So, hey ho, it was the man of the match in the Scottish Cup final against Rangers. Hello, Mr. Gilles Rousset. How are you?
No bad. Bonjour à tous. Bonjour, Marc. Salut,
Bonjour.
Steph.
The Scottish accent. That's one thing I loved about you, Gilles, among many things. The more we spoke over the years when you were at Hearts, the more the Scottish accent crept in. So I wonder if it's going to be the same today, and that you've already started off with a kind of bonjour Scottish way. Do you still have that kind of Scottish accent when speaking to
I don't
Scottish
know.
people?
I don't know. Maybe I've got a mix of Scottish accent and French accent, but I still keep connections with some Scottish, some with Gary Locke, Dave McPherson, sometimes Jim Jeffries. So I try to keep my Scottish accent, but no, it's such a big part of my life, so I want to keep my Scottish accent if I get one. I don't know exactly.
We're going to take a trip down memory lane today, but I've sent you both the recent Jim Jeffries trilogy we did on Scarves Around the Funnel. Gilles, was that something that made you smile when you looked back and listened to Jim talk about some of the things that you guys got up to?
Yes, of course. It's always good to have some news first about Jim. We all know that he had some bad times, some troubles, health trouble. But yes, it was good fun to hear some memories, some stories about a few things, But always good to have a connection with all of yours.
You two are very responsible for what happened in 1997-98, along with your teammates. It was quite the time. We're going to revisit that over the next hour or so, and as well as the Scottish Cup win of 1998. I actually took a trip back down memory lane myself last night to look at how close Hearts came in season 97-98 to actually winning the title. And it was an article and an interview that Steph, you had given to the Evening News many years ago, and basically saying that on another season, Hearts could have won the double. So we'll look at that 1-1 draw against Motherwell in April when Tommy Coyne equalised late on. That was the first of 5 games that Hearts failed to win and ultimately lost the title that year, dropping 12 points in the last 6 games. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the cup win. We'll talk about Gilles and Steph, and we'll put your questions to both men. That's all still to come on Scarves Around the Funnel, sponsored by Forrest Hepburn and McDonald Signs, who've been offering creative sign and print solutions since the 1950s. So let's get started. Okay, you two, when was the last time, not on a Zoom call, that you two were together in the same room? Can you remember?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was in for the 20 years of
Celebration.
the celebration of the 20 years of the victory. So 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you Gilles, do you all keep in touch? You mentioned you keep in touch with Lockie and with Big Slim. It kind of was a family, that squad, wasn't it? It wasn't just 11 individuals and some subs showing up, winning a cup, and not really keeping in touch with each other after you all left Hearts. It's a big family.
Yes, I think with this win, we created something really special. And when we meet each other, it's quite fantastic to realize that it was like yesterday, because we connect instantly. We have a reconnection instantly with the boys, you know, and even if we don't see each other very, very often because of the life, you know, we are all over the world. You know, you're in America. Stefan is in the other part of the world. I am in France. You know, but the connection is fantastic. You know, it's like it's difficult to explain, but it's like a family. It's like they all are same as my brothers. You know, it's fantastic feeling when we can connect each other.
I was going back through the archives and I was desperately trying to find just one game where Stefan Adam tried to score past Gilles Rousset for an opposite team. I couldn't find one. Am I missing something? Was there a cup tie? Was there a friendly when you, Steph, were in opposition to the big lad?
As to be in France, and I don't remember I don't remember exactly when I play against Gilles.
Have
When
you
I started,
have you played against each other?
to be honest, I'm not sure because
I don't think so.
as you know, I started my career in the second French division,
Yeah,
and when I came to the first division, I think Gilles was already away from France.
he was. He just joined Hearts.
Yeah, so we didn't. I don't think we played against each other.
No,
I'm not sure. I
I,
don't remember.
no, I don't remember we played against each other. Uh, uh, I will have remembered that if you have scored the goals against me,
Yes,
but that was not
I
the case.
definitely
So
didn't.
no, I'm not sure because when I moved to Scotland in '95, and you were probably arriving at Metz.
Yes,
He
at
was.
Metz, 95 also. So
Yeah.
we just we never played
No,
against each
no,
other.
yeah, no. Even on a
See,
friend, even on a friend.
maybe a friendly long time ago when I was Luan Cuiso, we played a friendly against Sochaux with Bartarevic. That was the time this guy played. So maybe you were in the
Which
club
year?
at this
Which year
time.
was it?
I would say 89. I don't
89. I
think.
was still in social, so maybe
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah,
maybe that day
yeah,
we played
yeah.
a
That
friendly
Maybe then.
against Sochaux. But
there's
that
many
was
things we can find
a long
on the
time.
internet, but friendlies between two French sides. I've
No.
got all the
No.
French cup ties and everything that Gilles and you played at Metz and Sochaux, and and all the other teams. I just
Don't
couldn't
remember.
find one. So maybe this friendly in 1989 when you were at Lyon Cuiseaux against Sochaux.
Yeah,
One thing which I did find, which I thought was incredible, 1995, Steph, you were an
yeah,
unused sub for Metz in the
yeah.
Intertoto Cup against Partick Thistle.
Yep,
And Robert Pires played for Metz, and Wayne
yeah,
Foster played for Partick Thistle, along with Nicky Walker. Football,
yeah.
eh? It just brings up things we don't expect.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I remember that game. Yeah, I didn't come on. And if I remember well, we won 1-0 or 2-0,
You won 1-0,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. And yeah, I remember that game. That was the first time I was in connection with a team from Scotland. We had a tough game, to be honest. It was from what I remember was a very physical game with a strong Partick Thistle opposition, but was right at the start of the season.
Yeah.
We didn't train properly. We didn't have a full precision yet, and we started to play like 10 days after we restart the season. So it was maybe the first game of the season, and we had a difficult game, but we managed to win that game. And I remember the first time I was connected with a Scottish team.
So on the 10th of May 1997, Stefan Adams signs for Hearts. That was the same day that John Robertson broke Jimmy Wardhaw's league goal scoring record. What did you know about Stephane Gilles when he signed? And then, after Gilles' answer, Steph, how important was it for you that Gilles was already at Hearts when you agreed to move to Tynecastle? Gilles, you first. What did you know about
Yeah,
Steph?
well, I knew him from France. I know that he had some good time at Metz, but Metz was doing really well at that moment. So it was hard for him maybe to play all the time. But I knew him as a Metz player, and I knew him as a good striker. When he came to Hearts, I asked a few informations about him, and I remember he played a friendly game at Livingston, if I
Yeah,
uh, if I remember that one. So Jim told me that there is a French striker, Stefan, and I said, yes, well, I know him. I didn't know him personally, but I knew him as a French player at Metz. So we connected really well, and after that we became very good friend, very close friend. He drove me every day to Pinky since at the start. So no, we had a good connection. It was important for me as well to have another French guy. It's always good to speak the same language, and I was there to explain him how it works in Scotland and how it works at Hearts, and but it was easy to find a good relationship with Stefan because he's such a nice guy.
Steph, what about you when you moved to Hearts to have Big Gilles already there?
it was easier for me to come in to settle down into the club. It's always easy when you've got a fellow countryman into a club. And then, as he said, he explained me how was Scottish football, how it worked in Scotland, how it was working at Hearts. He told me about the players. He told me about the management, and yeah, it's been a great. It's been a great aid for me to settle down and to install myself into the Scottish life. The fact that Gilles was there, it make it easier.
Now, Gilles, you joined Hearts in October 1995, having left Sochaux that summer. There's a wonderful quote from Jim Jeffries in our trilogy from a few weeks back. It's basically along the lines of, how the fuck is this player available? Look at his resume, look at his CV. Wait a minute, he's played for the national team and we can get him for free. How was this possible?
Well, it was possible because I was in Rennes at that moment. I left Rennes in August, and I became available. You know, I broke my contract because the feeling was not good over there. So for some reasons, you know, it didn't work. So I became available. I tried to keep my body fit, training with social, because it was my first club. So they welcomed me to train with them. It was a big help. And suddenly, you know, there was an offer coming from Scotland. So I came to Hearts with enthusiasm. I came for a week of training. And when I came to Hearts, there were, I think, 7 goalkeepers at the club. So I said, what am I fucking doing here? There's 7 goalkeepers. There was Henry Smith, H were there, but all of the others were very young, you know. So I played as a trialist at Falkirk, and we lost. We got beat 2-0. David Ware scored the first one, and the club was bottom of the league after that game. But it was, I don't know, it was a good feeling, you know. I had a good feeling about what happened that day. It was at Brockville, you know, the stadium was packed, full of enthusiasm, full of energy, and I loved that. And I decided to come to Hearts for less money than I'd had for in France. When you are not employed in France, you have some money from the government. But I signed for less money just to make sure that I will play again. And it was a good deal. It was a good deal for me.
You signed for Hearts for less money than you would get unemployment pay in France.
Yep. Yeah, wow. I just wanted to play. You know, I just wanted to have the opportunity to play again. And coming to a UK team, to be honest, you know, at that time I would have preferred to go to England, because England has such a bigger reputation than Scotland in football, and I was a big English fan, you know, of the game over there. But after a few days in Scotland, I was really happy in Scotland. I was happier in Scotland than I would have been in England, probably.
Steph, do you remember your debut for Hearts and who the goalkeeper was?
Who was the goalkeeper when I started for Hearts?
Mm-hmm.
Was Gilles.
Correct. Do you remember the game?
My first game. Official game or friendly?
Friendly. You both played in it.
It was the Berwick Rangers.
No. Before that.
Before
Gilles, you started in goal this day, Gilles. It was down in England, and you were replaced by Roddy McKenzie.
Oh, Spartiate Tartan or something, no?
Blythe Spartans.
Blood Spartan. Ah, okay.
Blythe Spartans at Croft Park in front of 732 paying spectators. And when you first came over to Edinburgh, Gilles already settled now. He's been over for just under 2 years, but you've come over in the summer of 1997. What do you remember about the options that you had and why you ended up at Hearts?
Well, first of all, I came in Scotland in March, in fact, for a trial with Hibernians. That's funny enough, but yes, this is how it happened. I came first in Scotland for a trial in March for Hibernians. They were bottom of the league. They were looking for a striker to try to stay in a Premiership, and it happened. I scored, and I had a good spell. And Jim Duffy was kind to sign me, but Metz wanted some money, and Hibernians wasn't keen to pay that money. So it's just ended up like this. And I think Arts was aware of what happened that day. Maybe an agent or something spoke to them about me. And then Jim and Billy came to see me in Metz, and they decided to break me up for a trial game. So I had some option also in France. I could have go back to Lille. Lille was interested to sign me back after my spell in Metz. And
Oh, you've the mention of Hibernian and you've frozen. So it might be a wonderful island, but clearly the Wi-Fi connection for La Réunion is an issue. Imagine that, Gilles. Imagine Stefan Adam's first Edinburgh derby and he was pulling on the green and white.
I would have killed him. I would have tackled him badly. No, well, I had a few friends, to be honest, who signed for Hibs. Franck Sauzet, Marc Libra, we have played with Fabrice Henry. Well, they were all friends of mine, but when you play, you have no friends. No friends at all. If I have to tackle him or to punch him to win a game, no problem. I will do that.
Stefan, we have
Difficult.
we have a special Scarves Around the Funnel Zoom channel, and anytime Hibernian is mentioned by someone, it kicks them out.
This is what happened. Yeah, so I was saying that yeah, Jim, after the game against Livingston, I felt very well. I came into the team like I've been there for a longer time. I connected well with the players, and Jim was kind to sign me straight after the game. So as I said, I could have been to Lille. I could have been back to Lille. Lille was interesting to sign me back, but I was going to be 28 at the time, and I thought it was the right time to discover something different. I played in French second division, French first division, and it was a fantastic opportunity for me to discover another football, another culture, to go back somewhere else. And I felt at the time that Arts was the right club for me. They were full of ambition. We had a good team. We are going to bring some other players like Thomas was going who signed for us also. So I knew there will be a fantastic challenge it was a fantastic challenge to come over to us. So it took me only a couple of days to decide that that was the next club for me. And I remember after the game, I came back to France, brought my wife over the next weekend. The weekend John Robertson broke the record, and the day I signed for us. So it took me only a couple of days to decide that that was the right challenge for me.
While you were sorting out your internet issues, Gilles said if you had signed for Hibs, he would have punched you. Now, they didn't sign you when you were on trial because you cost too much money, but you signed for Hearts for free. Were Hibs also in for you then?
Well, when I came to Hibs, there was still 3 or 4 months to go on my contract. So this is why Metz wanted to get a little bit of money from that deal. And when at the end of the season, I was a free agent. But I went into both clubs, and I saw Hibs from inside and Hearts from inside. And I knew straight away that Arts was the team who. It's easy for me to say that today, but to be honest, you can. The feeling was right. I knew that Arts was the team with a bright future ahead. The players were already there, and the player they were going to sign, and the connection we had together. even if it was just for a game for me, I knew that was the right decision to take.
The summer of 1993, Gilles, you'd been playing at Lyon, and then Marseille came in for you. So you joined Marseille. It was a bit of a surprise. Fabien Barthez, up and coming, was also there, but this was around the time of the corruption scandal with Bernard Tapie and others. How much of an issue was that? How aware of what was going on were the players when you joined Marseille?
Well, the scandal, started when they played against Valenciennes in May, just a few days before they won the Champions League, and but there is a lot of stories. You don't know exactly what's happening. You don't know if it's true or not. Blah 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 blah. And during the summer, there was some speculations, but nothing was proved. And to be honest, when I signed for Marseille, I was in holidays in my hometown, south of France, near Toulon, in Hyères, which is not far away from Marseille. So I drove to Marseille to sign over there. And the day after, the corruption erupted. So it started, the proof of the corruption was the one day after I signed for Marseille. So, so everything was true, and the big scandal started there. But I had signed for Marseille for only one day, So, but it was Marseille is a very, very special club with a fantastic support. When you do well, you are the king of the city, and when you do bad, you are the worst player of the world. So, but at that time, all the anger was against the French Federation, and it was a special time. But I was very, very lucky to know the Marseille chairman, Bernard Tapie, who died a few years ago, but he was a great guy and such a character, and someone you have to know, because he was really, really special. Yeah, but I was happy to have the opportunity to know him for a year. And I have 100 of stories about him, hundreds of stories.
We don't charge our listeners or our viewers to do this, and we never will, which means we don't have any money, which means we don't have a legal team. So please, I'm sure your Bernard Tapie stories are wonderful, but maybe another podcast for Scarves Around the Funnel after dark, where we have a full team of lawyers and we can say what goes in and what goes out. Steph, when you've come to Hearts and you've known that Gilles is there, I was looking at some of the achievements in Gilles' career. Obviously, playing for France, playing in Alan Shearer's debut at Wembley, playing with Franck Sauzet as well. At Sochaux, but not at Marseille, because you joined and he went off to Atalanta. So the fact that Hearts were able to attract Gilles Rousset, Steph, and he was already there for a couple of years, did that make you think, well, this is a guy that I've known from basically being in France and seeing what he's capable of, and this must be a team, if they can get Gilles Rousset, that must have plans to do something?
Yeah, definitely. Gilles was one of the best goalkeeper in France at the time, and he achieved a fantastic career in big clubs, and of course played for France also. And of course it was an important thing also for me to understand the ambition of the club, a football club who can attract this kind of players. It's got ambition, and it was of course part of my decision to come over. And as Gilles says before, the connection went straight away. He welcomed me at the club. He explained me everything, and we became very close friends instantly. So, of course, he's been part. He's been part of the decision for me to join, and I understood at the time that the club were going to challenge for high things.
We spoke with Jim Jeffries about a penalty shootout at Dundee, and Henry Smith, the goalkeeper, took a penalty, and that was his last competitive game. He was older as well. That was another reason why you ended up coming in, Gilles. But I was looking back, and I thought that can't be right. Gilles Rousset scoring a penalty in a French Cup final with Sochaux against Metz.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, very easy, you know. So I loved kicking penalty, you know. I love that. And when I was playing at Sochaux with the younger teams, you know, I was the first choice for penalties some games, you know. So I scored a few goals on penalty when I was at Sochaux with the reserve team, with the under 19 team. And when we came to the penalty shootout against Metz in '88, when the coach, who was Sylvester Takac, a Yugoslavian, asked who wants to take one, I said me, you know, and he said no, you don't kick, you concentrate, as Jim said, you concentrate on stopping penalties. So I said, oh, okay. But we had only 3 players who wanted to take the penalties. So he said, hey, we have only 3 players. Who wants? I said, me, coach, me, gaffer, me. I said, okay, you take one. And there was one missing, and he asked everyone, and nobody wanted. And he took another one, a younger one, the youngest player, who said, yes, I take one. And he missed the last one, and we lost the cup because of that, you know. But nobody wanted to take the responsibility to take a penalty in the final, which is tough, you know. But unfortunately, well, I scored mine, but I couldn't stop one of them. So maybe I should have stayed concentrated on trying to stop penalties instead of trying to score my penalties.
Do you remember which Scottish player won the cup that day playing for Metz?
Eric Black, he scored, the wee bastard. He scored. You know, we were 1-0 up. We were 1-0 up just before halftime. There was a corner kick, and he scored a header, 1-1. And
should you have saved it?
No, it was tough. Yeah. Well,
okay.
I could have stopped it, obviously, but I didn't. But it was a tough one. But yes, I remember that, and we Eric. Well, he was a nice guy, so no, it's part of history, you know. So
fuck that. If he's a nice guy, I'll let him score.
Oh, but
Steph likes his grunge music. Do you think that's full of nice people? But
no, but you know, I spoke with him a few times after. We met a few times after, and we spoke about that. And well, he done his job by scoring a goal, you know. So I can't blame someone who is doing his job.
I've got a quiz for you both, right? Now, I'm thinking that Gilles is going to have more correct answers because he actually played in the game. But Steph, 1992, England 2, France 0 at Wembley. It's Gilles' second cap for France. It's an England debut and a first England goal for Alan Shearer. How many of the French starting 11 can you both name that day? So February 92. And you know the goalkeeper is Gilles Rousset. Steph, can you come up and help Gilles with potentially some of them? I mean, this is an unbelievably good side.
Yeah.
Let's see how many we can get.
Vincent Guérin was there.
He was there, but he didn't start. We're looking for the starters.
Manuel
The
Amoros,
starters.
Amaros, that's 2, including
Yeah.
you.
Casoni,
3,
Basile Boli.
4.
Steph, à toi. Moi, je connais.
Zimeco.
Come on, Steph, the two strikers, who unbelievably good
Strikers.
players.
Jean-Pierre Papin et Eric Cantona.
1, that's 5 and 6. Perfect. 5 to go. Who was the right back?
Angloma.
Franck Sauzet.
Angloma.
Jocelyn Angloma.
Yes.
Ouais. Franck Sauzet.
Angloma, that's 7. Sauzet didn't start that game, no.
He didn't start.
Deschamps.
8.
Laurent
Didier
Blanc.
Deschamps.
Laurent Blanc, 9. This is a ridiculous team.
Michel Platini was the manager of the time.
Yeah.
He was the coach, yep.
Yeah.
And Gérard Rouillet was his assistant.
Wow, that's nuts.
That's crazy.
Christian
So nine.
Perez.
Wow, 10. One more.
Christian Perez.
Midfielder. Played alongside Deschamps. Sounds Spanish.
Luis Fernandez.
Luis Fernandez.
Luis Fernandez. Wow, that was the French side.
Yeah.
And you went to the Euros as well in '92. You didn't play. How good were the goalkeepers at that time?
Yeah,
Gilles,
Bruno
for France?
Martini was very good at that time. He was playing at Auxerre, and he was really good. So I was just happy to be on the squad, you know. I played against England because of his injury. He had an ankle injury, and he was out for 1 or 2 months. So I played because of that. But I was maybe 25, 30 times into the squad. But as a goalkeeper, you don't have a lot of opportunity to play, you know. So yeah, it was a good time. And in Euro '92, we didn't play really well. There was some problems with Marseille and the Marseille players, you know, money problems. So and Jean-Pierre Papin was injured just before the competition. He played, but he didn't train a lot because he had an ankle injury. So it wasn't a good performance at Euro '92. But I discovered a few months ago that Henry Smith was at Euro '92. He was a substitute with the Scottish national team. Mm-hmm. And Big Slim was there as well. Yeah, yeah. So and we got beat at the first round, both of us.
Yeah, with that team, I mean, that's ridiculous. You had some of the best players in the world.
Yeah,
and still.
Yeah, but it was the first competition for the French team for 8 years, because 6 years, because we missed Euro '88.
And Scotland knocked you out of the World Cup in 1990.
We missed the World Cup in 1990 because we lost 2 home games against Israel and Bulgaria. Mm-hmm. So and it was what can I say that it was a new competition for all of us. So we didn't have a lot of experience. The preparation was not so good as well. So it was a part of the learning process as well for the French Federation.
Steph, when you were growing up in Lille, your full focus was on trying to become a professional footballer. But as far as the French national team was concerned, was that something you would always watch the games and take a keen interest in? Or was it not something that you really had too much time for when you were growing up?
I was focused on football, to be honest, when I was a kid. And I watched as much as game as possible. So, of course, I followed every national team game. And I was, every time Lille play at home, I was in the stand and watching the game. Yes, so I was very, very interested about the national team, of course.
Let's fast forward from the Euros in 92, 5 years, and a certain Frenchman scores his first goal for Hearts. Do you remember what the game was and what else happened in that game, Steph?
Yep. I was against Falkirk.
Nope.
No,
League Cup
no,
tie.
Rice
Yep.
Rover, not tie, and I get sent off. I did get sent off. Yes, I remember. Yes,
What
first
did you
goal.
do?
Well, I came into a challenge with a Falkirk player, and when I came down, he pulled my hair. So I had yeah, this is what happened to me. So I had a bad reaction, and I kicked him, and we were both sent off for that. Yeah,
It was, do you know who it was?
welcome,
And he's a little
welcome in,
shite.
welcome in Scottish football.
Exactly. He was a wee shite on the pitch because he's an ex-Hibs player, but he's actually a really nice guy off the pitch.
Yeah,
And he went to have long hair as well. It was Danny Lennon.
Danny Lennon.
Remember him,
Okay.
Gilles?
Yes, I remember Danny Lennon, but I didn't remember Stefan was sent off, to be honest. No, probably the only one time.
yeah, that
I
was
mean,
the only one. But just 2 or 3 games after I started to play for Hearts. So yes, that was my welcome into Scottish football. I think I knew it was a very physical league with a lot of intensity and tough challenge, and I was quite ready for this. But I had to also take from myself that I need to keep my cool, need to stay focused on the game, and don't lose your head when you come into this kind of challenge. And after that, there was no problem. I understood straight away. Say, okay, yeah, that's the part of the game. There is a lot of challenge. There is a it's a the physical part of the game is there, so you have to accept that and be focused on your own game. So yeah, it was the only one time I've been involved in this kind of a situation, and never happen again.
well, you learned, didn't you? 15 minutes after you scored your first Hearts goal, you get your hair pulled, you retaliate, you get sent off. You're like, look, I'm not going to do this again, and you didn't. I want to ask the same question to you both, starting with you, Gilles. Steph's just spoken about the physicality and the difference playing in Scotland. What was the biggest difference, firstly for you, Gilles, from playing in France to playing in Scotland that you noticed?
The pace of the game, the pace of the game, to be honest. It was a non-stop running, not non-stop. It's a box-to-box game, you know. You everybody, well, all the team, they want to win. So they attack, they defend, they attack, they defend. Sometimes it was not very, very organized. Sometimes it didn't look organized, but the pace of the game was frightening, and the intensity was frightening. And as a goalkeeper, you know, when you get challenged on the air, I had to be very, very strong to resist, you know, to make sure that I catch the ball, you know, because it was so physical. I remember my first game in Falkirk. The first cross I came, keeper, I was, hey! Because in France, when you touch the goalkeeper, it's a free kick. It's not the case in Scotland. I saw a few dark blue shirts coming on me. Boosh! I said, "Ooh, next time has to be different," you know. So it was just a adaptation, you know. I just had to adapt with a new situation, new referees, and making sure that the following cross, you know, I was much stronger.
Steph?
Yeah, same. The pace of the game and the non-stop challenge. As a striker, you feel that the defender are really strong, really aggressive. And the game in France is, as Gilles says, is a little bit more tactical. And when you go away from home, sometimes you're happy with a draw, and you settle you manage the rhythm of the game. Sometimes you try to play slowly to keep the ball, and but not in Scotland. In Scotland, both teams, you play away or at home, you always go there to win the game. So you go forward, you play with maximum intensity, and that was the big difference between the French league and the Scottish league. Yeah.
I think we've set the table nicely with Stephane and Gilles Rousset arriving in Scotland and their first impression of Scottish football. What they would go on to do at Heart of Midlothian Football Club will forever be remembered, in the success in the Scottish Cup final of 1998. We're going to speak about that when we come back. You're listening to Scarves Around the Funnel, sponsored by Forrest, Hepburn and McDonald Signs, who've been offering creative sign and print solutions since the 1950s. Okay, season 97-98. Before we get to the cup final, Hearts are on this unbelievable run, and they find themselves top of the table. In fact, Steph, you scored a hat-trick against Kilmarnock in November 97 that moved Hearts 4 points clear of Rangers at the top of the league. What do you remember about the hat-trick? And what do you both remember about that time when Hearts are top of the league and you've both been brought to the club to get success? Was the title talk even something back in November that was discussed, Steph?
No, we didn't discuss about if we could go to the top of the league until the end of the season, but we were very confident at the time. We started the season very well, winning games, and at the time, no team could catch up. To be honest, we were going forward. We were like a machine going forward, score goals, be strong defensively, and to be honest, we were very confident. But the season was still long, and there was a lot of game to go. So we were just focused on the moment, and just try to keep playing well, try to keep winning games, and just enjoy ourselves, keep strong. But yeah, we knew it would be difficult to go up to the end as a leader. But yeah, we knew we could challenge also. So we were talking about stay focused, keep going, keep winning, keep working hard to challenge the Glasgow team, and then we'll see what happened near the end. But yeah, it was a fantastic start of the season. It brought a lot of confidence into the team, and we were very, very confident at the time.
Gilles?
Yeah, well, as Stefan said, we are. I think we had a lot of fun, a lot of pleasure to play that kind of game. Attacking football, passing football, trying to score goals, trying to make the fans happy, and we were very confident, and we were very good. We played really, really well, but we knew, when you come to Scotland, you know that there is two massive clubs in Scotland, Celtic and Rangers, and it's really tough to compete against them, because you know that if they are struggling, they can buy 1, 2, 3 players easily, spend a lot of money to win more games, So we hoped that we could win the league, but we knew that it would be difficult. But we just enjoy the moment and trying to to win as many games as we could, to put the pressure on them. And we did. Fortunately, we didn't do well until right at the end of the season. But it's certainly a season who really enjoyed the game, and we really pleased the fans to watch us, because it was a very exciting team with different guys, different type of players, and different characters as well. You know, we had really good fun. I remember having a lot of fun during training, in the dressing rooms, fun during the games as well. So it was a really, really good moment.
How much of a troublemaker was Stephane and Gilles?
No, it was quiet.
Come on, really?
Oh yeah. No. There's a few specialists on doing stupid things. You know, we had a few guys. You know, who were really funny, and even if we didn't understand everything because you know, of the language, but it was really funny, and we had a lot of good time. You know.
Who are they? Name and shame.
Well, Stevie Fulton, Jose Kitongo, Gary Locke,
No surprise.
Jim Hamilton.
you know, Jim Hamilton, that kind of guys, you know. Mickey Cameron, always moaning all the time.
Never happy.
It was funny, and to be honest, Jim and Billy done a fantastic job, because they knew exactly when they had to stop that, and when they had to motivate us, and to stop when we had too much fun, too much stupid things. But no, it was such a good moment,
You get respect from your fellow teammates by the way you play and perform. And if they didn't already know that they had a decent player in their midst, that hat-trick against Kilmarnock kind of showed the teammates, okay, then we've got a decent one up front. What do you remember about the 3 goals, Steph, against Killie?
Sometimes you've got games there you feel you can score for fun, and that was the case that day. We started we were 1-0 down, and they scored first, and it could have put us in trouble, but it didn't. In fact, the fact we took a goal down, it motivated us even more, and we equalized very quickly. Stefano Salvatore the crossing, and I got my first goal with a header. And from that moment, we took the game in hand, and we just push forward, and we walk on them. And yes, second goal on the free kick, header again, and the third goal 1v1 with the keeper from Thomas Fogel pass, I think. And yeah, that day I felt like I could score for fun. And sometimes it happens in a game. You feel strong, you feel confident, and every time you've got the ball, you feel you can something can happen. So that was the case that day, and good memory, because at the end of the game, it was a fun game to watch also, because it finished 5-3, I think.
Yeah.
So
It
for
did,
the fans
yeah.
also, for the fans also to see
Yeah.
this kind of games,
Yeah,
it's quite fun.
And you had to score 3 goals, because I lost 3 fucking goals myself, you know.
And I could even score maybe a fourth one, but Jose Kitongo was
Yeah.
in a better position than me, so I gave him the ball. But yeah, sometimes it happens. You feel like you are strong. You feel you are confident, and you can score for fun. And that this is what happened that day. And of course, it's a good way also to show that you committed to the club, you committed to the team, and you want to do your best for the club. So that was also a good moment for me to show that I was there for winning.
So a month later, Gilles, Another team scores 5 goals at Tynecastle,
Yeah,
and
Rangers.
it's Rangers in a 5-2 defeat. The reason I bring that up is a more generalistic question. Hearts didn't beat Celtic or Rangers that season
Yeah.
up until the final, and ultimately that, you could argue, is what cost Hearts the chance of being closer and potentially winning the title. What was it about Rangers and Celtic that season that you just couldn't work out until the very end?
Well, they are good teams. As simple as that. They were really good teams, and you can beat Celtic and Rangers if you are at your top, and they are not at their top. If they drop their level, you have a chance. But this year against us, they knew they had to be at their top to beat us. So they were 100% focused on the games, and we drew a few times against them. We
Yeah,
should
you drew
have
twice
won.
against Celtic.
We should have won at Ibrox when we were 2-1 up during injury time, and Albert scored a deflected free kick.
Yeah.
So we were not very lucky on that games, but when Rangers and Celtic are 100% focused, it's really, really tough to beat them. And I think we scored 3 times. We drew 3 times out of 8 games, and it cost us the league because against all the other teams we done really, really well. So but we, thanks God, we managed to win the last one of the season. The very, very last one of the season. So it was the one we wanted to win.
There's certain games, whether it's in both of your careers, that you look back and you think that might have been a turning point, and what would have happened if something else instead of what happened was the outcome. And it was Wednesday, the 8th of April, 1998. It was a midweek game. And we'll get to the Scottish Cup run shortly. So you just come into this game on the back of reaching the Scottish Cup final. Having not played great against Falkirk, but Steph a couple of goals, and Hearts got through to the cup final. So now the focus is back on winning in the league. And you go 1-0 up in this one. Neil McCann on the hour mark. Gilles, you're playing. Steph, you're playing as well. And then Tommy Coyne equalises in the 79th minute. This is the game I look back on. It's one of 2 or 3. There was a Hibs game we were 2-0 up as well. That hurts. The Celtic game, there was another game like that as well. But this Motherwell game, Gilles, it was one of those, it's like the momentum kind of stopped after that game because you didn't win again until the last league game of the season against Dunfermline. What was it? Was it too many games, or what happened to Hearts that you were dropping points in games that previously you probably would have won?
It's difficult to tell what happened. During a season, you have always some time, or when you are not at your top and you are dropping points. And we dropped points at a very bad moment, But I don't really remember that game, to be honest. I remember when we lost at Easter Road 2-1. We lost 2-1. I think this one was a bad loss for me. I remember more this one as a bad one because obviously it was a derby game, but I don't remember this one. To be honest, when Tommy Coyne scored the goal, I don't remember. And I think Mickey Cameron started to be injured as well. He had a wee pelvic problem, so maybe it affected us. But at the end of the day, we had a brilliant season, and sometimes you drop points. I remember the 2-2 derby games, New Year game, when we were 2-0 up against Hibs. And
that was the other one that season, yep.
And we drew 2-2. So it was points we should not have dropped. And at the end of the season, I think we finished with only 7 points behind Celtic, which is big, but not too big, So, but we won a few games as well on the last minute. So when you have a look at the season, it's always something. You win points, you lose points. So, but the end of the season in the league was quite tough.
Yeah, Motherwell at home, Steph, 1-1. Hibs away, 2-1. Kevin Harper, 10 minutes from time after Robbo had equalised. A draw at home to St Johnstone after taking the lead, same against Motherwell. That Rangers defeat at home by 3-0. A 2-2 draw at Aberdeen after you'd been 2-1 up, and then ultimately Dunfermline. But it was the Hibs game that Gilles mentioned, and I think Jim Jeffries was speaking about that as well a few weeks ago with us. And I think he said he turned to Billy Brown after Steve Fulton made it 2 and said, we'll never have a better chance to do what they did to us back in 1973 and score 7 goals. And then it just never really happened, did it? Andy Walker and Pat McGinley with the equalisers. But there weren't many dull games that season. It was a season, certainly in the league, whereby goals were plentiful. But as Gilles says, once Colin Cameron got hurt, I think Lee Makel might have come in for him as well. There's so many little talking points about that season that are memorable and also hard to take.
Yeah, well, the first game we put a stop on us was the Motherwell one, yes, because we dominate the game. I remember Neil McCann scored and we were one up. And when they equalized, I remember. Gilles didn't remember that game, but I do remember well. And it put a little bit of frustration on us, to be honest. I was frustrated after the game because that was the kind of points and the kind of game we should have won. And of course, behind that, after that, there was a few bad results also. But yeah, there is always a season, a moment in the season when you are not at your top. And to be a league winner, you have to manage this bad spell and these bad moments. Sometimes you play bad, but you win games, and it didn't happen for us. We had few injuries, we had a few suspension also, and it put a little bit of stop on our dominance. And then this is the moment we lost the league. But if you think back to all this draw or defeat, 7 points, they are there. That's the moment we lost the league, because 2 more points against Motherwell, 2 more points in Dundee, and then you are just right behind Celtic. You are with them. So yeah, maybe if I said also that maybe we had a fantastic team, but on the bench we had also some very young players who were maybe at the time not ready to come on and be not ready yet to come on and be as good as Mickey, for example, and maybe sometimes when you've got some injuries and major players out of the squad, sometimes it stopped your balance, it stopped your dominance, and I think this is the moment we lost the league this season.
I'm kind of jealous that with English being your second language, you can still come out with quotes that most English speakers wish they'd thought of. And in an interview you gave many years ago regarding Hearts' title challenge this season, you said, when the money time is coming, you need to cash in. And that's what we didn't do at the time. We should have won the league, and we really believed we could do it, but sadly we missed a few games in the money time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's some sort of French phrase or whatever, but you sum it up perfectly. And
yeah,
it's funny.
That was the moment. That was the moment just before the end of the season. April is 2 months away from the last game. And that's the moment you have to cash in. You have to cash in. You have to be there, and you have to win the game. And as I said before, we had into a bad moment for us. Not 100%, some injuries, some suspension, and we didn't play to our best. But even when you don't play to your best, if you want to be a league winner, you have to cash in and you have to win anyway. And this is what made a difference for us. We didn't cash in at the time.
Well, we're talking, Gilles, about Steph's hat-trick against Kilmarnock, but at that stage, you weren't talking potentially about a league challenge. Towards the end of February, Hearts beat Aberdeen 3-1 at Tynecastle. Jim Hamilton early, Gary Naismith and Neil McCann. That was a result that took Hearts joint top of the table with Celtic. This is late February. Is it around this stage of the season, or is it before that, Gilles, that the players are saying, hey, we've got a chance of winning this title?
No, I think we knew we had a chance to win the league around Christmas time. You know that time, because we were still top of the league or very close to the top of the league. So we knew we had a chance, but we knew as well that we had to be really, really good till the end of the season and avoid to drop stupid points. You know, we didn't do that. But I think it's tough to say that we should have won the league. I think we could have won the league, you know, because at the end of the season, you know, the league winner deserve to be league winner, you know, because the cup is different, you know, because you have to be lucky with the draw, and but you know the league title, you know, reflects the season. You know, if you are relegated, you are relegated because you were poor, and if you win the league, you deserve to win the league. As simple as that. You know, but we didn't deserve because we lost a few points. But for Hearts, competing right until the end of the season for the league title was really good. Was really good.
The Scottish Cup. Now, it cost Hearts money. Gilles just been speaking about the draw. This, I think, was the last season whereby season ticket holders were allowed access into home games without having to pay any more money. And Hearts ended up with 3 home ties against Clydebank, Albion Rovers and Ayr United. Falkirk in the semis, Rangers in the final. So here's the question for you both. Of those 5 games, how many of them did Gilles Rousset and Stefan start together?
We say 2.
Okay,
Semi-final
Gilles?
and final.
Okay.
Semi-final, final. The first one, no, because I was not playing. Second one, I don't think Stefan played against Albion Rovers. And Ayr United, I think he didn't start. Only 2.
Yeah, 2.
So why didn't you play against Clydebank, Gilles? Were you hurt?
Yeah, I think I was, hello.
Is that it? She just kisses you and leaves. There's people listening to the audio version of this going,
Mark,
what's just happened here?
Life is very good in Réunion Island.
You get this supermodel that waltz into shot, says, can I come in? Gives you a kiss. Bring her back, Steph.
So
yeah, she's coming. She's coming. So this is Stephanie.
Hello,
Hello,
Stephanie.
This is Stephanie.
Hello. Pleased to meet you, Stephanie.
This is Gilles and Mark.
And we're live. Bonjour. You're live to the nation. Ça va?
So I think I was injured. I think I was injured against Clydebank. And
Okay.
Roddy played, and he
Roddy,
played
yeah.
really well. He had a very good game because Clydebank, I think they were flying in the second division, I think. And they played really well, and Roddy had to make some good saves to keep a clean sheet.
Next round, Albion Rovers. Steph, you came off the bench to replace Jim Hamilton. Had you been hurt, or was it just a chance to give some other players an opportunity in that game?
No, I think I was coming back from injury, and
Gotcha.
so I was on the bench for the start. And to be honest, I don't remember very well that game. I think I came on for about 15 minutes or something, but I don't remember very much that game. But I think I just came back from injury. This is why
Okay.
I was on the bench.
And then in the quarterfinal, Gilles starts because the only game Gilles missed was Clydebank, but you weren't even on the bench in the quarterfinal. Was that through injury again?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think it was the time I had muscles problems and
Hamstring, I
so
think. No.
yeah, maybe hamstring. Yes, I've got a hamstring problem. So I came back a little bit too early, and I've been injured again. So I was out of the team for about 2 weeks, and then I didn't play that game.
For those listening to this and not watching on YouTube, I kind of need some sort of audio description. So I'm sitting in my office and I've got a Hearts top behind me. What Hearts top is it, Steph?
So the top from the season 97, 98, and maybe a cup one.
That's the shirt you gave me after you scored two against Falkirk at Ibrox.
Oh, okay, that was after the semi-final. Okay.
It's not been washed. So I don't know how much running you did. There's a scent, but it's like your scarf. You don't wash it. It's Gordon the Kitman or Norrie back then probably washed it a lot because a lot of the letters on Olympic
Yeah.
sports have
Yeah,
come off. What do you
yeah.
both? Jim and Jeffrey spoke about this a few weeks ago, and the Kev McAllister game that Stefan and scores twice in, and Gary Naismith gets taken to the cleaners. What do you both remember about the semi-final? Because so much has been spoken about the final, and we'll talk about that shortly. But the semi-final, the build-up, the fact that you're favourites, the fact that it's at Ibrox, you've scored two goals, but that was anything but an easy game, Steph, was it?
No, it's been a tough game, to be honest. Falkirk played the game of their life that day, and Kevin McAllister has been absolutely outstanding. He put us under pressure from the start to the end. And I remember we scored quite an early goal after 5 or 6 minutes,
Hmm.
but even when we scored, they never sat down. They just keep going forward and they push us under pressure all the time. We didn't play a great game, to be honest. We didn't create a lot of chances during most of the game. And what I remember is when they equalized with about 10 minutes to go, I thought the end of the game would be a tough one. And I was thinking to myself that if we go for a replay, it's good enough because maybe we could lose it in the end. So I remember it was tough on the pitch. It was very difficult and very difficult to think we could score again. But you know, with the kind of player like Neil McCann who's got pace and myself, I was really up for to play another final. I used to play two finals in my career before that, and I wanted to go again after the season we had. We deserved, to be honest, to be to go for the big game, and it would have been really sad to lose against a team like Falkirk after the season we had and the position we were at the time. So with 10 minutes to go, we tried to. I was really ambitious and really focused to go again, go forward, and try to score. And then it happened. It happened because I think Falkirk, after they equalized, they thought themselves they could win the game. So they keep going forward and they give us some space to exploit. And then we used that. We used that to go forward. And I remember the second game, the second goal. They tried to go forward and they pushed up. And there was a lot of space on behind them. And when we just take the ball back, first pass forward from David Weir, and then we are a kind of a 2v2 or 2v3 with Neil McCann. So when I gave him the ball and he came forward, I knew there would be a chance, and then it happened.
Gilles, in all the games that you played in your career, I'm sure there were a few whereby there was one opposition player that was just unbelievable and at times unstoppable. How good, from an opposition player's perspective, was Kevin McAllister's performance against Hearts that day?
Well, it was different class, it was different class, and especially in the first half. I remember the first half, he was really, really, really good, and he put Vegas under a lot of pressure. Jim Jeffries told him at the halftime, that he had to do much better in second half, which he did. He did much better in second half, but Kevin McAllister was very good. And I remember that game; it was tough. There was a strong connection between Falkirk and Hearts. Crabbo was playing there, Neil Berry was playing. So Falkirk with Jem and Billy, there's always a story, a connection between Falkirk and Jem and Burley. So it was a really tough game, and to be honest, I think we were quite lucky to win that game. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but the Weeman was absolutely outstanding that day. And he was 35 or 36, and he played against a teenager, So it was good. It was really good. But Vegas done much better second half, and he had to do that because Jim would have killed him. he would have not allowed him to go back to Tynecastle into the bus. So now it was a magic moment when it's a big relief, when Stefan scored his second 2 minutes from time. It was a big relief because it could have been either way.
What do you remember about the celebration, Steph? It was probably more just relief rather than anything else. Do you have pre-planned celebrations, or do you just do what the moment feels like?
No, not at all. I just when I scored, I remember I came into the stand and I just jumped into the supporters, and that was the word relief to score that goal and be in front again, and with a few minutes to go, so you're going to play a final, and the energy coming from the stand, and you feel like we go through the small door, but we go, and then we are going to play a cup final. So yes, that was a relief, and no celebration planning, just on the moment. Share this joy with the people.
And Neil McCann would add a third goal after Stefan in the 90th minute, and Hearts were through to the final, but they didn't know until the following day who they were going to face, and that was Rangers, who beat Celtic by 2-1. So the cup final and your questions all still to come on Scarves Around the Funnel. A sunny day in May, 29 seconds into the game. I rewatched this last night, and the key moments I went over and over again. Stevie Fulton was fouled by Ian Ferguson, clearly outside of the box. But referee Willie Young, Sir William, awarded Hearts a penalty. Had you been practicing spot kicks with the squad in the week leading up to the cup final, Steph?
I don't remember. We went down in England for a 3 days course to prepare the game. I don't remember. We kicked penalty shootouts. No, we knew anyway that was Colin Cameron who was kicking this kind of situation, and we didn't plan to go to the penalty shootout, to be honest. maybe Gilles, you remember better than me, but I don't think we work on that.
No, I don't remember either. No, I don't think so. If we did, I don't remember. I don't remember. I remember the trip to England and the preparation, but after that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Given what Jim Jeffries said on Scarves Around the Funnel a few weeks ago about after Henry Smith missing, any goalkeeper that wanted to take another penalty could go fuck himself, basically, because he wasn't having anything to do that. And given the story that we spoke earlier with you, Gilles, about you scoring a penalty for Sochaux in a shootout, what would have happened had the cup final gone to a penalty shootout? Would you have volunteered to take one?
Yeah, yeah, yes, of course, yeah, of course. But we had, I think we had 2 penalty shootouts when I was at Hearts. I think it was against
There was a Stenhousemuir game. I don't know if that was when you were both
Stenhousemuir,
there.
and
Yeah, I
it
remember
was
that
up north. It was at both were at Tynecastle, and it was against which team near Inverness, not Inverness,
Ross County.
Ross County, and but there was
Oh, that's right.
always
Yep.
always volunteers to take penalties. So I didn't have to propose myself, you know. So but if I had to take one, yeah, I would have taken one. Yeah, no problem. I love that. I love that.
Steph, I've just got this vision. I'm now looking back at the alternative cup final in 1998. So Fulton's brought down, should have been a free kick. We get a penalty. Sprinting from the other end of the pitch, this big Frenchman in a bright yellow and black top. Out the way, move out the way. I want to take this one. That's a kind of parallel universe. I'm not. Who's going to say no to you? But anyway, we didn't have a penalty shootout. We had an early
we didn't
penalty.
have. But Gilles was really good with his feet, so no problem with that. He's got a strong kick and confidence, and he's a quiet man. He can stay focused on the situation. So he could have taken one, but Mickey was the man who took the penalty from the start of the season, and he performed well in this situation. So he took it. And to be honest, it wasn't an easy one, because straight from the start, and you're not really warmed up for the game. You just started, and then you have to take this kind of responsibility. You have to be strong in your head, I tell you, especially against Antigua.
Yeah.
You have to be really, really focused and really strong. You need to keep your nerves, and Mickey did it very, very well. But it was a tough one to take, to be honest.
Yeah, and don't forget that he's been injured for a while before that. So, and it was his first touch of the game. You know, he never touched the ball before that. So, but the Weeman was very confident, and he was perfect. He was perfect. But we had no hesitation. We knew that he would do that. We knew.
It's the kind of thing I would want to ask the referee after Hearts scored. How long is left, ref?
Yeah,
Because it was just before a minute and a half that the goal was scored by Mickey. Did either of you think, shit, we've scored too early?
No. It's much better to score a goal early than losing a goal early. But we had a plan, you know. The gaffer and Burley decided to change our plan, not to try to score goals, not to try to attack them, but trying to have a more tactical game. And it was a perfect scenario, you know. It was a perfect start of the game. You know, we scored an early goal, and so we just had not to lose a goal, and we knew that we had to defend really well against a good Rangers team. So it was a perfect moment for us.
One of the key things about that cup final didn't happen in the cup final. It was the previous week, and it was Dundee United against Rangers at Tannadice. And if Jorg Alberts had been sent off for a second bookable offence or shown a red card for anything except violent conduct, he would have missed the next league game. But he didn't. It was violent conduct, and he missed the cup final. Now, it's a little known fact that the things that both you, Gilles, and you, Steph, in La Réunion and France, when you see what you think are shooting stars, they're not. They're actually still free kicks or attempts from certain Rangers players that haven't yet landed in that game. Now, one of them, which obviously it's Alberts and absent, so Amaruso and others are taking free kicks. One of them was taken short in the 35th minute, and it's touched by Stuart McCall to Lorenzo Amaruso. Now, he is miles out. Some people don't go this far on their holidays, but he's thought, I'm going to shoot from here. And it was probably one of the few, Gilles, that he actually got on target that day. I watched the replay last night. You looked like you knew what was coming. Why was that?
No, I knew that Amaruso has a good strike. He had a good strike. Fortunately, that day he missed a few by a mile. He had a few bad ones, but this one was good. But it was a long shot. I had time to see the ball coming. It's different when you have a strike from 20 yards and 35 yards. You've got the time to see the ball coming. So I just saw the ball and dived and saved it. Just a normal reaction, it was a good strike, but it was a good save. But I just done my job, My job is to save, to stop balls, and I stop strikes, and I did it, So you don't have time to react, to be honest. You see the ball, you try your best, and you save it. As simple as that.
You make it sound simple, but you've still got to go and do it. And it's more of a story if you concede that goal from at least 40 yards out. Steph, at that stage, are you thinking that, yeah, they're a threat, yeah, they've had a fair bit of the ball, but if this is kind of how desperate they are to shoot from distance, then we have them where we want them? What's the thought process of Hearts players at this stage, just heading into half-time with a one-goal lead and Rangers trying efforts from everywhere?
Yeah, but to score was a chance for us because he worked perfectly with our plan to sit down a little bit more than usual and just to defend together and try to break them when we've got opportunities. And the fact that we scored an early goal, they had to push a little bit more forward also. So it gave us more space to attack sometimes. But from the first half, what I remember is we were strong. We were strong, confident. Everybody was focused on the plan. Work hard to defend, be strong. Don't allow them to have too much space. And this is why they tried to shoot from distance, because they didn't have a lot of space to come into the box and try to go forward, because we were very strong defensively. Of course, they had the ball, they dominate us. They dominate us right from about all the first half. But they didn't create too many chances. They shot on the post at a point, but they didn't have too much opportunities to equalize. So that was the proof that we were strong defensively, and we were focused on that. Keep strong. Don't allow them to come back too quick, too early, and we will have more chance during the game, because if we are strong defensively and able to keep the result like this, we will have space to attack at a point, and we will have more chance to score a second goal. So yeah, during the first half, we were under pressure, but strong defensively.
7 minutes into the second half. It's funny how your mind plays tricks on you, because if a gun was held to my head and I was told, where did Gilles Rousset kick the ball from? I probably would have said it was a goal kick. But then obviously you watch it back and you see it's an offside. Now the offside's against Gordon Jury, and Rangers walk away with the ball and it takes a while to get it back. So 52nd minute, Gilles Rousset sends it long. It looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, your target is Thomas Flugel to flick it on to Stephane and Gilles. Is that right, Gilles?
No, no, no. We worked that on training with Stefan. We had a plan. We had a plan. We work on. No, no, it's not true. I tried to kick to Thomas, because Thomas was really good in the air, and to be honest, I missed it. I missed Thomas. But even Amaruso was surprised, so it took a lot of time. And Stefan, as usual, Stefan was he was a big runner. He put the defenders under a lot of pressure all the time with his running, and he done well. He done really well. He knew that sometimes Amaruso was nice and easy, to relax. And that was the case, and he done brilliantly. It was really a goal will really gave us a massive lift for the rest of the game.
We have a phrase in Scotland for people like you, Gilles, who tried to do things like that. It's called a cheeky bastard. We worked on this in training. Unbelievable. Okay. Amaruso lets it run. And Stefan Adam has snuck in on his blind side and he's taken the ball off his toes. You, at no stage, from what I saw in the replay, after you got the ball, looked up to see where Andy Gorham was. Your eyes are fully focused on the ball in the couple of seconds just before the shot. You didn't have any, not awareness, but interest in where Andy Gorham was. That's how it looked. What was it like on the pitch? Talk me through the clearance from Gilles, what you're thinking, and then what you did next.
Yeah, but when Gilles kicked the ball, came on a challenge with Thomas and I don't remember another player, and I was on between Richard Goff and Lorenzo Amoroso. I was in between them, and when the ball bumped, I was on the back of Amaruso. He didn't see me coming. And because he was nice and easy, he thought he was on his own. He didn't see me coming to him. So I knew, when I knew how he was behaving, I knew I had a chance to get the ball. So I stayed as long as I could on his back to stay hiding behind him. And then I pass in front of him and chase the ball to put myself into position. From that moment, I know where the goal is. I'm not interested about Andy Gorham because I know he's going to go on the front post. I'm on the wide, a little bit wide, so I know he's going to close the front post, and I know exactly where the goals are. So I stay focused on the ball, and my obsession is to shoot on target. I have to find the target. So I just keep my eyes on the ball, just try to be very concentrated on the shoot. And my target is to go on the back post and most of all, just hit the target. So I don't watch Andy Gorham at all. I know he's going to be on the front post because he has to. And my obsession is to shoot on target and try to find the back post. And luckily enough, I did well. So fantastic.
What was the celebration like from the other end of the field before we get to what Steph does? Up the other end of the pitch, there's not a camera on Gilles Rousset. So what's Gilles Rousset up to when Steph scores?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I don't remember what I did. I probably jumped or ran or put my arms up. I don't know. I don't know. I would just happy but still concentrated on. We were 2-0 up. We've got a big chance. Don't waste it. Don't lose it again. So I was just trying to keep my. I was happy, obviously, of course, but straight after, okay, calm down and keep your concentration, and the job is not finished yet. So 2-0 up. There were no clock, at Celtic Park. So I didn't remember. I didn't know at that time how long to play. So I said, keep focused on what we've done very well so far. So defending really well, make sure that your defense is very well organized, and keep the concentration for everyone. That's the job of the goalkeeper as well, to organize his defense, and the team really defended really well. We were very well organized during that game.
There speaks the oldest member of the starting 11 that day, Gilles Rousset, the most experienced, and the calm head on those shoulders. Meanwhile, up the other end of the pitch, he's just put Hearts 2-0 up in a cup final that means so much. 36 years since they'd won a trophy, 42 years since they'd won the Scottish Cup. Stefan Adam, the ball has hit the back of the net. How much do you remember of what happened next?
Not a lot, to be honest, but what I remember well is the energy coming from the art stand, because that's the goal. From that goal, from that moment, I think everybody connected to arts started to believe that it was going to be our day for such a long time. So the explosion and the noise coming from the art stand, as you say earlier on, was a relief. And I see this second goal means that we had a fantastic chance to put the monkey off our back, and then going to win a trophy for good. So I just came to the crowd because we had to share this with them. They've been fantastic with us all over the season. They support us from day one, and they were really supportive with us. And so I remember coming right to in front of the stand and just told them, "Come on, guys, it's going to be for us." I was talking to some supporters and say, "Come on, guys, this is for us." And the energy and the joy on the people's faces. I saw some people smiling, some people crying, some people, and then you feel that something special is happening. So this is what I remember well, this energy coming from them, and then I remember talking with Stevie Fulton just when we get to in place for the restart. I said, Stevie, we've got a fucking chance to win it now. So we have to work hard, my friend. We have to work hard and don't lose a goal. Keep going. And as Gilles said, stay focused on what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. We did well in the first half. We didn't lose any goal, and we defend very well. So keep going. We are 2-0 up now, and then we have to defend our lives to win this trophy.
The only mistake, Gilles, that you made that day was not negotiating an assist bonus in your contract.
Yeah, that's a big mistake, Yeah, I should have asked that on my contract. But Jim was a hard negotiator.
Who would have thought that when a Frenchman arrives in 1995 and is joined by another Frenchman 2 years later, that 12 months on from that, the two would combine, the Auld Alliance, to give a Scottish team its first Scottish Cup in 42 years, Gilles. Just incredible.
Yeah, it is, but we were all Scottish, you know. It's not French, Scottish, Austrian, Italian. We were all Scottish. We have Scottish spirit, Scottish mentality, and you have to get that to succeed in Scotland, because the game is so tough. You know, you have to bring that inside you, and to feel the responsibility you have when you put the Hearts jersey. You know, you have to understand that you have a responsibility, and you have to work your socks off to make sure you have success. And on that day, we were all Hearts players, no matter if a French guy make an assist to another French one or Italian one, no matter. We were all Scottish that day, and we were all, in my opinion, we were all men of the match, you know, because it was really a club effort. I don't say a team effort, but it was a club effort from top to bottom, you know, and I include the fans as well. So, but for us as foreigners, you know, going into a different country and have success is a fantastic feeling, obviously.
Stefan, I got goosebumps listening to that answer from Gilles. What the football club means to two people who, when growing up in France, have probably never heard of Heart of Midlothian Football Club, yet who leave the football club and many, many years later speak like that. That tells me everything.
Yeah. I don't know, because you have to bring that mentality to you. You know, if you come here, just take your money and don't care, and you stay 1 year, you just put you on the shop window and move to a different club. I think we could have both do that. You know, I remember after a few months, I had an offer from Sunderland, who were top of the championship at that moment. I turned that down to sign an extension of my contract with Hearts, because I loved it, and I owed something to Heart of Midlothian Football Club, because when they signed me, I had no contract in France, and my career was going nowhere. So I owed something to Heart of Midlothian and to Jim and Bully, and I didn't want to leave. You know, I just didn't want to leave, and the club did so many things for us to make us happy. I'm sure, Steph, it was the same, you know, helping us on the every day of the year to make sure that we have the French channel, that we have a nice car, that they look after the kids, after the family as well. So it was easy to fall in love with the club.
Steph, what did you make of those comments from Gilles? We're not French, we're not Italian, we're not Scottish, we're Hearts.
It's true. It's true. From day one, you when you come to Hearts, you feel that this club is has a big history, but also a stronger I always say that personality. You know, it's a very big entity. You know, that's a big club. It's a massive club, and you feel, as Gilles said, you have a responsibility, and everyone at the club has been nice to us. They made sure that we had everything to be happy. We had everything to feel comfortable, everything to settle down properly into the Scottish life and into the Hearts life. And yes, you owe something to the club. When people take care of you and they show you are important and they want you to succeed and they want you to be part of the family. It is a family, and they adopt you as a member of the family. So yeah, definitely. We are part of the family now. Even now, when we come back sometimes to the club, we are received like we are part of the family, and that's something you cannot forget. Arts is part of my life for the rest of it. We always a member of the arts family, and I keep following the club. I keep looking after the results. Sometimes challenge the Hibs on the social media, but I'm part of it, and yeah, definitely a member of this beautiful family.
Don't worry, I'm leaving that till the very end. The having a go at Hibbies and Hibbies and Hibs fans and Hibs players and whatever. We'll get to that. Steph, Gilles, you spoke about we were all men of the match, the team in that game. But fuck it, you got the man of the match and you got the champagne. You were interviewed straight afterwards by Chick Young, and he gave you the bottle of champagne. And after asking about that game in '98 that you just played, he also asked you about the cup final of 1996. Your answer was that is in the past. But did you feel like you had a point to prove? What kind of redemption story was this for you?
No, I had nothing to prove after that game. 96 was 96, and I made a bad mistake, and I felt terrible after that mistake. But you have to learn from your mistake. It's part of the learning process. So the past is the past. What has been done has been done. So you have to look forward. And we had another final the year after, League Cup final. We were very close to win it. And after, it was a third opportunity to win a trophy. And I promised, by the way, in '96, everybody was very, very nice to me. It doesn't matter, blah, blah. And I was fucking stupid. I said, I promise you a trophy very soon. And I said, oh my goodness, what I said. Oh, fuck me. When I recovered from being drunk after the '96 final, I said, "What I've done, fuck me." It's very tough to win a trophy in Scotland because you've got Rangers and Celtic. So, but thanks God, we managed to win a trophy. So, no, it was just we have a job to do. Just do it. Don't get bothered by what happened 2 years ago. Just go for it. We knew we had a chance. And we did it. And it's it was not a revenge for me. It was just trying to be part of history at Heart of Midlothian, and nothing else. I had no revenge against anyone, anybody. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to make sure that this time we win it. No more.
One more thing about the game, and it was the 86th minute. And I'm glad I watched this back, because the older we get, the more our mind plays tricks on us. And once our mind decides, oh yeah, that's what happened, that's it. And even if it's wrong, it's still, oh yeah, that happened. I was convinced that the challenge by David Weir on Ali McCoist was inside the box. It's kind of become a narrative. We got a penalty for a foul that was outside, and you didn't get a penalty for a foul that was inside. And I'm glad I watched it back last night, Steph, because there's one camera angle, and it's the high one above the corner flag. It is a brilliant decision by Willie Young, because it clearly confirms the actual foul by Weir and McCoist is committed just outside the box. He's smart. You know what he's like. You both played against him. He gets himself into the box. Momentum takes him in there as well. He thinks he's getting a penalty to begin with, but the referee's like, no. It's a free kick right outside the box. Let's get the perspective of where you were watching that from, and you as well, Gilles, you were closest. First of all, you, Steph, did you think it was going to be awarded as a penalty?
So I was in the dressing room at the time, so I didn't see it in live,
So no
and
TVs in the dressing room
yeah,
that you were watching?
no. I was in the corridor of the dressing room with Gary Locke and some of the players. So I didn't see the situation in live. But I remember talking with Willie Young after about the situation, and he said that uh, he had a plan with his linesman that if there was a full inside or outside box, the linesman will show him by his position that it was inside or outside. And he said to me that the linesman showed him that it was outside by his body position. So he knew he's been helped by the linesman on the side on the side of the situation. So it was a right decision. To me, both of the situation, the penalty for us and were quite similar on the line, just outside. But Willie was really nice positioned for us for our penalty. He was right next to Stevie Fulton, so he saw the situation very well, and he awarded the penalty. And maybe on that situation, on the Ali Michaels situation, he didn't see it properly, but the linesman told him that it wasn't a penalty, so he took the right decision.
Gilles, apart from David Weir, you're probably the closest Hearts player, maybe along with Dave McPherson. You've got a perfect view of it. Is your heart in your mouth thinking he's going to give this as a penalty?
At first, yeah, I feared it was a penalty, but when I saw Willie Young awarding just a free kick, I said, "Oof, okay, now we have to defend it." No, it's not a penalty, but it's a fucking dangerous free kick, just at the edge of the box. So we have to defend. So I put my wall and I said, "Stay compact, don't move, stay compact." And I know it's very tough to take a free kick right on the line, because you don't. It's tough to put the ball over the wall, and the ball has to go down inside. So I just said, "Stay compact, don't move, stay compact," and Albert was not there. Albert would have hit that as a hammer, the German hammer, So Laudrup did it, but didn't have a good strike, and it was a corner. So you don't have to think a lot, It was not a penalty; it was a free kick. Now we have to deal with the free kick. As simple as that.
The final whistle is blown at 94 minutes and 28 seconds. I have to admit, it felt a lot longer than just 4.5 added minutes. And we were watching it, and Gilles was playing in it. But you'd been subbed after 78 minutes for Jim Hamilton. How long did it feel for you before referee Willie Young blew his final whistle, Steph?
It looks like it was a whole year. It's been so long to wait and then I even didn't see the goal from McAllister. So I just knew that they just came back from 2-0 to 2-1. And I was waiting with Gary Locke, and Gary Locke was I think was listening on the radio or something. So we were waiting for the final whistle, and then I hear the noise from the art stand, and I knew at the time that okay, the game is over and we won it. And so I just I had to deal with the guy who was in charge of the dressing room door, because he didn't want me to go back on the pitch. I said, "My friend, let me go, please." Let me go there. So he allowed me to go again. And the first man I met was Alan Ray, the physio. And Alan was coming back from the pitch to the dressing room. So I saw him into the tunnel. And he jumped into my arms and he said, "Hey, Frenchie, you had the key. You had the key for us." So I said, "Yes, Alan, we've won it." And then I came back onto the pitch, and I saw the art stand jumping up and down, and I saw the players jumping after each other, and that was a fantastic feeling, to be honest. Fantastic feeling to finish the season in such a way, winning the cup, giving something back to the club who gave us so much during the season, and then it was a mix of pride and joy, and this feeling will live with me for the rest of my life. Fantastic moment and fantastic energy and joy shared with so many people. Fantastic.
And of course, Gilles, the sound of that summer and a song that will forever be entwined with not only the French World Cup in 1998, but Hearts winning the Scottish Cup, Carnival de Paris by Dario G. It's kind of funny how the world works, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're listening to Scarves Around the Funnel. And what an episode it has been. We are sponsored by Forrest Hepburn and McDonald Signs, who've been offering creative sign and print solutions since the 1950s. We're going to end up in a second with questions for Gilles and Stefan, but I just want to tie a bow on your respective careers at Hearts first before we get to the few listeners' questions that we have. Steph, your last game for Hearts was against Livingston on the 12th of May,
Yep.
2002. You were subbed after 79 minutes for Gary Wales. Did you have an idea when you walked off the pitch that day after your 130th appearance for Hearts that you would never play another competitive game of football in your career?
Yes, I thought that was the last one. I played one more season with an amateur team in France in a fourth division, but I knew that it was a good chance that it would be my last professional game, because the last couple of seasons had been difficult for me. I had many injuries, and I thought at the time my body was talking to me and told me that, my friend, it's time to it's time to stop now. Too many injuries, too many efforts to come back fit, and didn't play a lot, to be honest, the last couple of seasons. So yes, I knew that there was a good chance that it would be my last professional game. Yeah.
It was like a changing of the guard because that was also the last game for Hearts for not only you, but for Thomas Flugel, for Tommy
Yeah.
Grunland, for Ricardo Fuller, and for Stevie Fulton. So it was like one chapter closes and
Yeah.
another chapter begins. 22nd of July 2000, just a couple of years before. Gilles Rousset's last appearance for Hearts. It's kind of fitting that it's in a friendly at Toulouse. You came on as a sub
Yeah.
for Antti Niemi for the last 19 minutes. You still had some time on the bench, but you didn't play for Hearts again. Did you know when Hearts signed Antti Niemi just before the Millennium Derby that I'm going to enjoy the rest of the time I've got left here at Tynecastle?
Well, when the club signed Antti, I was not happy. I was not happy, and so Jim asked me to come into his office, and he said, "Well, we've signed Antti Niemi, but we still believe in you. We still need you, and to confirm that, I give you another year on your contract." Because my contract was up at the end of the season. So he said to me, "Well, you're 36, I think. You are getting older. We have a good opportunity to sign a good younger goalkeeper." And Antti was really good. So we took it. We took this opportunity, but we still believe you have a role to have into that team, that squad. You have a lot. You get a lot of respect from the boys, from everyone at Tynecastle. So we give you another year. So I knew my career was nearly the end. So it was tough to accept at first, but Jim showed a lot of respect to me. You know, Jim, Burley, everyone at Tynecastle showed a lot of respect to me. And so I accepted the situation. I said, okay, I will not be the number one choice. I will be ready. I must be ready if I must play because, but that's a professional situation, you know, and at first I was not happy, but I did my best to make sure that Auntie was in a good situation as well. And I stayed 1 year like that, but I remember the last game where I didn't know it was my last game, but it was funny because we were in a training camp in France, and the day before, Lyon was having his 50th birthday of the club, and they invite me to celebrate that in Lyon. And so we played Toulouse near Bordeaux, I think. I think it was near Bordeaux. So I asked Jim if I could go there and go back straight on the morning and be on the bench the following day. He said, yeah, but don't be stupid. I said, no, Jim, trust me. But I can't say that now. I didn't sleep at all the night before the game, you know, because it was. So I went to Lyon. There was big celebrations going on the nightclub after the game. So I didn't sleep at all. So I played against Toulouse with no sleep, you know. So it was stupid, but. I managed to not to lose a goal, so it was no bad. It's not a good example, to be honest. It's not a good example, but I can say that right now, maybe 25 years later.
Did you have any local wine as well that night before?
No, I didn't drink a lot. You know, I just had a night off. You know, well. I didn't sleep, but I didn't drink, but I didn't sleep. So it was not. It was not. I was not drunk because I knew that we had a game, but I said, well, I had to go to bed. No, stay. Well, okay, stay a little bit. No, I have to go back on my bed. No, stay. So, and I went straight from the disco to the airport to take the plane from Lyon to Bordeaux and play the game. So just one of the good stories, you know.
You shared a bench that day with another Frenchman called Stephane and Gilles, who came on at halftime for Gary McSwagan. That was at that game against Toulouse. But here's the question before we get to the questions. Which player who played for Toulouse that day had played for Hearts as a trialist 2 years before?
I know.
Steph, do you know?
I think I remember him. I forgot his name, but I remember him. Yeah, forgot his name. I don't remember his name.
He went on to hire an interpreter called Gilles Rousset because he got booked in a game against Hibernian, a 0-0 draw when he was a trialist.
I know the guy.
By referee
He
David
was my
Doig.
teammate. I was teammate in Marseille.
Yep.
William Prunier.
William Prunier. Yeah.
Speaking through an interpreter who was also Hearts goalkeeper Gilles Rousset, Prunier said the referee David Doig had tried to explain to him why he had been booked, but he hadn't understood a fucking word what was said. And by the way, that Toulouse side, how about this? Not only did it have William Prunier, it had Bobo Balde, who played for Celtic,
Yeah.
Eugene Daddy, who played for Aberdeen, Mark Libra, who played for Hibs. So the kind of Scottish French,
Scottish connection.
it's unbelievable. It really is. So there you go. And Prunier was Cantona's pal, by the way. That's how he ended up at Man United, and was named once as the 6th worst Manchester United player of all time. Now, given the shit they're going through right now, he's probably gone down that list a fair bit. Let's end with these questions and get you two out of here. Thank you so much for your time today. We've gone through sunrise and sunset with Stephane and Gilles, who's now put his lights on to make sure that we could see him and he doesn't get up to any nonsense with that supermodel he's got staying with him. Ian Henderson on Twitter. Favorite restaurant in Edinburgh? Gilles, you can start.
Yes.
No,
Hold
you
on a
can't.
sec. My girls are coming from school.
You can explain. I've kept you too long. Steph, what was your favorite restaurant in Edinburgh?
Well, it used to be the Bar Roma, who is not doesn't exist anymore, but it was our place. This is the place we used to go most of the time with Mario, who was the owner, and his family. It was a great atmosphere, fantastic. We like our arts. We were part of the family when we went there. You know, good food, good atmosphere, and fantastic memories over there.
I think that when you and especially Pasquale Bruno left Hearts, Bar Roma was never the same. I mean, they were buying Caribbean islands with the profits, but sadly had to shut down. Gilles, what was your favourite restaurant in Edinburgh?
Bar Roma. Bar Roma. Hold on. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, Clara? Non. Je suis en visio. Débrouille-toi. Débrouille-toi. No, Bar Roma, of course, you know, we've been so many times over there, you know, the atmosphere was so good. We've been with Pasquale, Stefano, and Cugini's family, you know. So they were great to us, and it was a good time over there. Yeah, Bar Roma.
Steph from Andy Morris on Twitter. Which current Hearts player would you like to have added to the cup final squad in 1998?
Been told that the Greek boy, is he Greek?
Kiziridis.
Yeah, on the striker on the side striker, yeah, left footed maybe.
There's
I'm not sure.
Kiziridis and Claudio Braga, the Portuguese, are the two that have made an impact.
But this guy looks to be a very good signing, and of course Shankland is a massive player for us at the moment. For the last couple of seasons, he scored so many goals, and he's so decisive in games. But the new boy looks like a very high level player, and that could be a hit for Hearts this season.
Steph, is there one current player, assuming you keep tabs with everything that's going on every week, one current Hearts player that you think would have worked well in that squad that you had in 1998?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Anybody?
No one. No one. I would not have changed anyone. No.
Good answer.
No
Good,
one.
good answer. Here's an interesting one on Instagram from Ewan in Dunbar. Do you remember a trip with Gilles and Stefan to speak to a French class at a local school a week before the cup final in 1998, either of you? Ewan says he asked Steph what the best goal he'd ever scored was, and Stefan Adam told him, I haven't scored it yet. It will be next week in the cup final. Wow,
Yeah,
Steph.
I remember that trip. I remember that trip, and I remember. I don't remember. I said that to the boy, to be honest.
He
But
does.
yeah, I remember that trip. We spent a couple of hours with the kids. What I remember from that day is just before we left, there was a little girl who came to me, and she said, my dad was a massive Hearts supporter, and he died a few weeks ago. So could you please win this game for him? And now I remember that pretty well. He touched me. He touched me a lot. And I said, okay, let's do the job for her and for him. But I didn't remember. I didn't remember I told him that the next one would be the best.
That's amazing. Last one for you, Gilles, because there's only one way I'm going to end this, and it's with Steph, but we'll get to that in a second. From Ryan Gray on Instagram. Gilles, who was the one defender you were always happy to see on the team sheet because you loved playing behind them?
It's tough, huh? Tough. I just love to play behind the pair, Paul Ritchie and Davy Ware. The two of them, two center backs, they were really, really good. They were strong in the air, good defenders, good with the ball as well. Paul was really quick, really aggressive. Davy Ware was a better football player, but the two of them were really good. And when I was behind them, I was so confident. But I love to play as well with Neil Poynton. Neil Poynton was a good character as well. Gas, Gary Naismith, Slim, Big Slim. No, we had a good defense. We had a good defense, and but the two just in front of me were so important for us.
Final one, Stefan, for you. It's from Instagram, and it's from Scott Cowan, and it's not really a question. It's just a statement, which I will provide the backstory to before I get your answer. I'd just like to applaud Stephane and Gilles' post about Tam McManus. Now let's take you back to March 2024. Stephane and Gilles' response to Tam McManus, mind the gap, clown. September 2024. Stephane and Gilles to Tam McManus. A new season begins and it's always the same story. This guy is never tired. He must be a sadomasochist. The response from Tam McManus, honestly, any more of your pish and I'll get Big Yogi to sort you out again. Fucking terrified of him you were. I'm sure you still have the shit-stained shorts when the big man threw you about like a wet tracksuit in the Millennium Derby at Tynecastle. And fast forward to this week, and a post on Facebook and social media about Tam McManus's comments once again. This time from Stephane and Gilles, who says, Tam is really something else. Before every Edinburgh Derby, he used to get dressed up like he's going to date Miss Universe, but he always comes back with a ladyboy from a red light street. Steph, what's your beef with wee Thomas?
It's just a good laugh, as Craig Levin said, just a good laugh. Always there is always rivalry between the clubs, and we are still in it. The fact is, Tam McManus is always talking bad about Hearts, and always believe that Hibs is going to do better than them, and he's always talking about how good Hibs is, how good they're going to beat Hearts, and then he always, most of the time, they get beat. Hearts win the games, and there is no doubt that Hearts is the big club in Edinburgh. So it's quite funny to see him always expect that Hibs will become the big one, but the Hearts make him wrong all the time, and it's quite funny to answer to his post and to answer to his article, and to show him that Edinburgh is maroon and white. It's quite funny.
Gilles, I didn't expect to end a podcast today with two Hearts legends by talking about ladyboys, Miss Universe, sadomasochism, and shit-stained shorts. But it's what we do. It's why we do this. It's fun. It's a laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a very good laugh. Yeah,
No,
fantastic.
but for, for myself, I don't have anything negative to say about Hibernians. It was easy points for us, easy bonus to win. So I've got just good memories, from Hibernian Football Club.
There's only one way to end this, and it's to get both of you to reminisce, to sum up after all these years, more than 20 years ago when you were both at the football club. Let's start with you, Gilles. Sum up your time and what Heart of Midlothian means to you.
Well, Hearts are a big part of my career, Sometimes, it's tough to put words on feelings, but I really feel that I'm part of the family over there. I'm part of history, and I've got such a strong feeling for this club. And unfortunately, it's difficult for me to come often to Edinburgh, but Hearts means so much for me, so much, and probably because it was at the end of my career, so I appreciated it even more, because when when it's nearly finished, you appreciate the moments, and but. The feeling when I go there, it's I'm not forgotten. I'm still part of the family. Everyone treat me with a lot of respect, and that's a very good feeling.
And somebody else who left the best until last in his career: Lille, Lyon, Cuiseaux, Orléans, Créteil, Amiens, Metz, and then Heart of Midlothian. That means what to Stefan and Adam?
Well, to be honest, Hearts remain the best moment in my football career in terms of partnership, friendship, and happiness. As Gilles said, I came there, I've been part of a family. We've been fantastically welcomed. Everyone at the club make sure that I settled down properly in it. And as Gilles said, even now when you go back there, you feel like you are somebody important for the club. You put history, you put memories, and you're part of it. Everyone makes sure you're part of it, and they make you feel part of it. And of course, yeah, Metz was a good time also, because I won a cup also there, and we had a fantastic time. But as I always said, that nothing to compare with what happened in '98 in this cup final. The feeling, the atmosphere, and the connection with everyone at the club and the supporters were fantastic, and this will live with me forever. And be part of this family, and be able to give back something to the club who give me so much. That's something I will keep close to my heart for the rest of my life.
On behalf of every single supporter of Heart of Midlothian Football Club, I think I can safely say, merci beaucoup.
Merci à toi, Marc.
Merci, Marc.